Chat, today I'm doing Zay Merton's top 50 games of all time. Every single one of them, in order. Before we begin, we're going to set some ground rules. Ground rule number 1, if your favorite game is not on here, it's because it's bad. It's because you have bad taste in games, and the game is bad. Rule number 2, nostalgia will factor into the placement of all games. Every single one. I tried as hard as I could not to. Unfortunately, my childhood does factor into which games I do like. So it's just kind of inevitable. Rule number 3, if I have not played it, it does not exist. Skyrim's getting placed well then. Let's find out. This being said, I tried to make sure that I had played at least 50% of the game if it ended up on this list. I didn't want to... There were a few that I did enjoy quite a bit, but I felt like I didn't fully delve into enough to be able to have put it or given it a fair placement. So, that being said, games I forgot. I didn't have enough time to make this list. So, there were games that I thought of after having finished it, and they ended up here. All of these games should have ended up on the list somewhere, but I forgot them for some reason. Dark Souls 3, absolutely fucking phenomenal. Didn't beat it, played most of it. I played Dark Souls 3 at like the end of my Souls journey, really. I started with Elden Ring. I then went to Demon Souls, the remaster on the PS5, which looked unbelievable. I fell in love with that game. And then I believe I played Bloodborne after that, and then Dark Souls 3 after that. So by the time I had gotten to Dark Souls 3, I had played all of those, like back to back to back to back. And I was, you're going to get burnt out eventually. And they're all very similar style of games. So Mario & Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story, unbelievable RPG. That game I played a shit ton of on the DS. Loved that one as a kid. Did actually beat that game. That one, I think, probably pissed me off the most. Bowser's Inside Story was actually sick. Most of the games in that, I think it's trilogy. I think the games in that trilogy were pretty good. GTA San Andreas, I did not play that much of, but every time I did play it, I loved it. I really should go play that game. Twilight Princess, I believe I beat a long time ago and did kind of forget. I don't remember which Zelda games I put on here, but yeah, that one did not make it on here. Yeah, Mario and Luigi. Oh yeah, Partners in Time was also sick. Yeah. I kind of just, there will be a couple of entries. I couldn't pick what I wanted to do. There's a couple of entries on here that I am kind of just including the whole series. When I put Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story here, I was kind of just including the entire series. And I believe there's one game on here that technically has 2 spots on the list, but is a series. I don't know. We'll get there. Let's begin. Game number 1, Prototype 2. This game should have been off the list. I should have put Dark Souls 3 on here somewhere. This game is underrated, I will say. I had a lot of fun playing this game as a kid. I remember wanting to buy this game really bad, and I didn't know at the time how poorly rated the game was, and I had a blast. I had a blast playing it. The story does suck. I don't remember a single thing that happened, but it was fun, and that's important to me. Number 49, Orcs and Elves on the DS. This is a deep cut. I would be very surprised if anybody knows what the hell this is. Very simple and fun dungeon crawler. It's like a tile-based one. So you could, like, you up, and then the enemies move one, you move one, enemies move one. You gotta, like, be strategic about where you're placed in the dungeon. Make sure you don't get shafted. Loved the vibes of this game, and I believe this is the first game that I ever beat as a child, which was very fun. I had to have been, like, 12 when I played this game for the first time. Somewhere around there. Number 48, Bomberman 64. I'll say it 3 times down there. World's most underrated soundtrack by far. It is unbelievably underrated soundtrack. It has shaped my entire view of music just in general. I remember booting this shit up on the 64 and not even wanting to play the game, just wanting to listen to the title screen because it is an incredible soundtrack. If you like break beats and breakcore and like jungle type shit, this is where it is at 100%. Number 47, Cooking Mama. So good, so simple. This is like the most. It's just like the most video game, if that makes any sense. It's just like so simple, and it's almost as good as my own mother's actual approval. Number 46, Pokemon Emerald on the Game Boy Advance. This is the first game I ever remember playing. I got gifted a Game Boy Advance from I think my cousin, like way back in the day. And that was peak. That is the first Pokemon game I ever played. I believe, again, the first game I ever played, and it's probably going to be the last Pokemon game I'll ever actually enjoy. Because I really have yet to enjoy a Pokemon game since this. Nothing really topped the childlike sense of wonder in this game. Blaziken is the only starter as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, this game was definitely fire. I believe I tried to play the remake of it on the 3DS, and I just don't care for it. I don't care for the new style. I always preferred it in pixel art. It's just never hit the same sense. Not super sure why. Number 45, Dragon Quest Monsters. This game is better than Pokemon. Then that's a real hot take right there. Mixing monsters is awesome. The monsters are like the best part of the Dragon Quest series by far, thanks to the art style of, rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. Love him, love his art. I played the ever-living shit out of this game, and I probably played it as much as I did just because the game is pretty grindy overall, but I kind of think that every Dragon Quest game is pretty grindy. Yeah, but like the mixing the monsters alone it makes it so worth it, especially since like late game you can mix bosses and stuff. So sick. Number 44. Little spelling error right there. I believe this is the first PC game that I ever played. I feel like I don't need to go into in-depth about Plants vs. Zombies because everybody knows Plants vs. Zombies. It's kind of just like the best. I had it on PC, I had it on DS. Both of them are just so fun. It's so easy to play, but like the complexity builds very nicely. Number 43, Kirby 64, The Crystal Shards. Kirby is sick. I found while making this list, for some reason, I really like games that let me mix stuff. I don't really know why, but Kirby needs another game where he can mix abilities, dude, because that was sick. Like, the fact that you could mix any ability with any other ability and get, like, some variant of it, especially for a 64 game. That shit is sick. Soundtrack also fire. Just fun game overall. Love the little art style of that one. It's just a cute little fun game. I remember playing this as a kid and getting. I wanted to 100% it so bad, and I remember there's like one shard in the first level that's like under a rock. And I could not, for the life of me, figure out how to get that shard. And I knew it was under there. I couldn't figure out how to do it. And that was like the only thing stopping me from 100%ing the game, which was so annoying. Number 42, Saints Row 4. This game was peak comedy when I was a teenager. It probably does not hold up now. I have not played it since I was probably 13. As far as I'm aware, it is very different from any other Saints Row game. It takes place like in a video game world, and you are the president, and you go into a video game world or something like that. And I just remember it being really fun and looking up all the secrets and stuff to it. I miss dubstep every day. It's coming back. Skrillex has been putting out some bangers. Number 41, Diablo 3. I have fantastic memories with this game. I will say, by the end of it, it drags. Definitely drags. It got old, but I wanted to... I still beat it. Still beat it anyway. It's very addictive. And I almost... That's kind of why I put it as high as I did. Is because, like, it was so addictive, I didn't even really care about finishing it, but I still did. I remember all the classes feeling, like, super unique and fun. And I also remember how Blizzard decided to butcher Diablo 4. Next, we have number 40, Mega Bonk. This is a brand new hyperfixation for me. Mega Bonk has been the only thing that I can think about. And I'm sure that's evident by the first YouTube video on my channel being Mega Bonk drinking. Yeah, this game has been incredibly addictive. And its complexity scales. It's such an amazing, like, range. Again, like it says, the leaderboard is like a completely different game, basically. Like, you can beat the game relatively easily. It just takes a little bit of luck. But playing the leaderboard and, like, min-maxing the books that you can get and actually getting those books, it's insane. It's insane how deep this, like, seemingly simple game goes. It's also just, again, it's so easy to play. I feel like I can just put this on anywhere, and that's, like, that's what makes it so addictive, is that I can just play it. I don't have to think about it. And bop, there we go. We're in the game. We're playing. It's fantastic. Number 39, Dishonored. Sick game. This game made me feel so cool as a child. I remember watching there were, like, YouTube compilations of, like, the kills and stuff in this game. They were... I wish I could go find them, but they were so sick. The way people were beating these levels in, like, not even a speed running fashion, but like a style fashion. They were just, like, getting kills and stuff in the coolest ways possible. And I'm gonna say it's better than Assassin's Creed, like, by far. I felt more like an assassin in this game than I have ever in any Assassin's Creed. It has also, yeah, such a sick teleportation mechanic that I wish other games would implement. Because it's so fun to be, like, teleporting around. So fun. Number 38, Far Cry 3. Possibly the best villain in any game ever. I love Michael Mando. He is amazing. He's an amazing actor. The miniseries for this game was so fucking funny. He is, like, so just hilarious as this absolute psycho. Yeah, this was one of the first games where I, like, was genuinely terrified of this villain. And all of the mechanics in this game are so much fun. On top of that, getting the glider and, like, gliding on top of the islands and stuff. This was, like, my first peak PS3 game, basically. I never got to beat the game. My PS3 hard drive died before I got the chance. Yeah, I would say it's worth it, man. The ending is really cool. It's really fun. Number 37, Mortal Kombat 9. This was my first fighting game. I played this shit religiously when I was a teenager. I would go to school, I would get home, and I would play Noob Saibot, and I would kick the shit out of people. It got to the point where nobody would play this game with me because I would win every single time. I remember watching all the fatalities on my school iPad before I even got this game. I remember hearing that it came out and then just watching all of the fatalities in a row and being like, this is the coolest fucking thing I have ever seen in my life. Number 36. Someone in chat said it. Skyrim. This game, when I put it on the list, was pretty high, and then it just kept getting lower and lower and lower. There's a lot of games I think I would play over Skyrim, honestly. Skyrim is really good, but at this point it is also very dated, I feel like. Skyrim was unbelievable for when it came out. Everybody knows about this game because it basically revolutionized RPGs when it came out. However, now it's kind of buns. It's kind of extremely buggy. And I don't know. I wrote love not beating Bethesda games on there because I have a tendency with pretty much every Bethesda game to simply create a character in like a hyper specific role, like race or like class, basically like a archer or a paladin or a mage, magic user, warrior mage, so on and so forth, whatever. I have a tendency to just get really excited about that one aspect. I'll get a character to like level 50. I'll never beat the game. I don't think I have ever beaten Skyrim, but I have multiple characters that are like level 50, 70, somewhere around there. Number 35, Lego Star Wars. Of course, Lego Star Wars beats Skyrim. Why would it not? Lego Star Wars is absolute cinema. I do miss when they didn't talk. I liked the simplicity of those times. I liked the visual storytelling. I also loved killing my brothers and getting them really pissed off. I thought that was really fun as a kid. I think I've beaten this game multiple times. I don't know if I've ever 100%ed it, but this is one of my. If anyone in chat is familiar with an AYN Thor, I have one of those, and that is my favorite thing to play this on. I love sitting on my little DS and popping on Lego Star Wars for the PS2. That shit was sick. And my camera went out. Awesome. Number 34, Portal 2. Somehow my brothers and I beat this one. Through lots of screaming matches, we did manage to beat it. And I have very fond memories of it, even if we were screaming at each other. As it says, there will be no other sci-fi games on this list because I generally don't fuck with sci-fi, just in general. I'm not a big sci-fi dude. Not sure why. I guess if you count Star Wars is kind of... I don't even really fucking like Star Wars, though. I like Lego Star Wars. I guess if you're counting that, it's sci-fi, but yeah, I don't think any of the other games on here are sci-fi. Number 33, Rocket Slime. This is the most underrated video game of all time. It is the least grindy Dragon Quest game. It's the most underrated Dragon Quest game. And oh my god, the multiplayer was unmatched. Rocket Slime is a game where you run around a map, and you're a little slime. You're that dude right down there. Blue man. And you stretch, and you spring, and you hit monsters, and you hit enemies and stuff, and you put them on your back, and you throw them on a cart. That cart then brings them to your little town, where you can use those things that you collected to upgrade your ammo and your tank. You have a tank in this game, and you're a little slime dude, and you grab stuff you're literally inside this massive tank that's like multiple stories tall, and you're just running around collecting your ammo that like kind of generates randomly, and you're shooting the other tank. The multiplayer in this game, the 1v1s in this game, were so fucking cool. It's so sick. I might do a stream of this game, honestly. It's so fun. There were some sequels. I tried to play them. They just weren't really hitting the same. They kind of all felt like slightly lower and lower budget. Part of the reason I wanted to learn Japanese for so long is because I wanted to play the third one in this series, which was Boats. And it was a Japanese exclusive. And I really wanted to do that. I played it for a little bit, and I couldn't do it because I suck at Japanese. The amount of times I beat Dragon Quests and then restarted to play it again, yeah, that checks out, yeah. But yeah, this game was so fun. And there's also alchemy in the game too, so you can like mix and match. It's so sick, dude. Everyone in chat should try this game. Number 32, It Takes Two. All couples got to play this. I think it's just like a requirement. I think you kind of just this is how you suss out every relationship. The mini games are probably the most fun part. The story was like whatever, but the cooperative aspect of this game was so fun. I remember my girlfriend and I played this during when we both got COVID. We both got COVID. We were stuck in the house for a week. We binged this game. We played the shit out of it. Yeah, nothing but good memories with this one. Number 31, Life is Strange. This is the game that put me on to story games just in general. This was the first time I had experienced like really a solely story game. I remember watching Jacksepticeye play this way back when. And I was so excited for every episode of this game. It was so sick. I love anything with multiple endings. Love it. Love everything with multiple endings. And the soundtrack was also incredible. This game was the start of my love of this like genre of game, pretty much. Number 30, Resident Evil Village. This was my first Resident Evil game, and like it says, I played it twice. This is the only game I have ever played 2 times. This is also the only game I have ever... I actually didn't beat it in VR. I didn't beat it in VR, but I got really far in it on VR. I played almost the entire game again in VR on the PlayStation VR 2 because this game was incredible. There's a couple of like more dull areas, but like the overall art style of some of these environments, insane. The vibes of every area are very unique. And the enemies overall are pretty unique. The weapons are fun, especially in VR. And holy shit, there are some terrifying areas in VR. The headset that I have is an OLED, so the dark spots, the dark places in the game get so dark. It's genuinely terrifying. I have not played another Resident Evil game since. I've been looking at the new ones. I don't know if I'm going to play them. We'll see. Number 29, Fallout New Vegas. This is another one that, yeah, again, never beat it, but did the same thing with Skyrim. Played this so many times, got so far in it with so many different styles of characters. There was a YouTuber that I used to watch back in the day. I forget his name. I think his name was Fudge Muppet. I think that was his name. And he did these videos on character builds and stuff for these games. And he would just... there were so many of them, and they all felt so unique. I don't know how you can fit that many play styles into one game. It's unbelievable. And yeah, fuck Fallout 3. This game is so much better than Fallout 3. Number 28, Shadow of the Colossus. Holy... art style. Oh my god. The stylization of this game is unbelievable. The atmosphere of this game is so melancholic in such a beautiful way. And I really hope, I know that the guy that made this game is working on a new one that should, I have no idea when it's coming out, but I am praying that it is even a little bit close to what we got going with this one. I can't believe that this is not its own genre, to be completely honest. Like, the fact that Shadow of the Colossus is the only game that I can think of where you can climb a massive enemy is ridiculous. I don't understand why this is not like a more common genre. I think if you did something like this in like an Elden Ring type of game, Souls, like, I think if you mash those two together, that would be my perfect game ever. I don't think anything would ever top that. This game is incredible. There's a reason it's been re-released like 30 billion times. Number 27, Battlefield 4. So as I click through this, I'm not sure if Battlefield 4 is actually better than Shadow of the Colossus. I do love Battlefield 4, though. It was my first Battlefield game. I never got into COD back in the day. A lot of people were into COD. I was into Battlefield. I had one friend that played Battlefield 4 with me, and we played constantly, and it was so much fun. And I got really fucking good at that game. I got real good at that game. And yeah, my buddy was unbelievable at the vehicles. I vividly remember a game where he was he was in the main seat of the tank, and I was on the gunner seat. And he was so good at angling and just being in the right areas, and I was so good at just nipping people right as they were like walking around corners and shit like that. I vividly remember a game where I believe he went 32-1 and was at the top of the leaderboard. And then I, who was in the tank with him the entire time, had 0 kills because it doesn't count when you're in the gunner seat. I had 0 kills and I was right below him in second place. I had just as many points as him in second place. And that game was so sick. That game was so much fun. Number 26, Until Dawn. This game is what I followed Life is Strange up with, pretty much. And oh my god, this game, the acting, the environments, the multiple endings. Oh my god. I can't believe that this story flows as well as it does. It's kind of insane. Yeah, like it says, it is the first game in a while where I've felt like my decisions actually mattered. And in a while, I mean, like when I played this, there were a lot of games before it that I played that I didn't feel like my decisions mattered at all. And this one like really brought that back and like kind of honed in on what I like about that genre just to begin with, pretty much. Number 25, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Love Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, dude. This game is so much fun, and I cannot play any other fighting game now without comparing it to this game. Every single one that I play, like Brawl Stars, like Nickelodeon Brawl Stars, right? The Multiverses. I think there are 1 or 2 more that I had been playing, but literally every single one I just compared to this, and it's miles above. I don't know how they did it. It just feels so good to play. I suck at it, but it's still fun. I like Lil Mac. Lil Mac is my guy. Number 24, Mario Kart 8. No one will ever beat me in Mario Kart 8. I have a win streak of forever. I've never lost. I never will. I will be making a Mario Kart video. I love playing Mario Kart with the friends, with the boys. I beat you before. No, you did not. I do not recall that. You did not. No way. And even if you did, I was probably fucked up. There's no way. It was not fair. There's no way it was fair. When I went to Japan for the first time, it was one of my goals to win a drink while playing this game. I know Japan has some gamer bars. Found a gamer bar in Tokyo. What did I see on the fucking screen? Mario Kart 8. Immediately went and sat down. Kicked the shit out of some other American, and I kind of felt bad. But I won a drink out of it, and that was the peak of my life, I think, pretty much. I went to Japan with that like idea in my head of that happening, but it was like, I'm like, there's no way. Like, it wasn't like, I wasn't super actively looking for it, and I was like, there's no way that's actually gonna happen. And then it fucking did, and it was so sick. Number 23, Battlefield 1. Oh my god. The sound design in this game is unbelievably good. This game gave me flashbacks of when I was in the war. Yeah, this game kind of left me speechless, especially the intro of the story mode. Holy shit, that was incredible. This whole game, like the maps in this game are unbelievable. This game did make me at one point want to become a sound designer for video games because of how good it is. I remember I would play this game and I would absolutely crank the shit out of my headphones and just like, I would want to feel like I am in war. I remember the intro to Battlefield 3 was also good. I did not play Battlefield 3, so I don't know what that intro is. Number 22, Half-Life Alyx. I lied about having no other sci-fi games. I guess this is kind of a sci-fi game. This is the best VR game ever made. I have never played anything that even comes close to this. This is peak VR. This is peak curiosity. This is peak interactivity, peak storytelling, all done in VR. I have never played anything better. I didn't beat it because my fucking save file corrupted. And that sucked. And I didn't want to run through... Like, I got pretty fucking far, too. I nearly beat the game, and my shit corrupted right at the very end. So I never beat it, which is buns. But what are you going to do? Number 21, Spider-Man on the PS4. I want to play Spider-Man! I 100% of this game. The soundtrack is so sick. The Post Malone soundtracks, the Post Malone, the features on that soundtrack were so amazing. And I know this game came out around the same time that animated movie came out. And that movie is, oh my God, I could do a whole video on that. And the reason this first one is on this list and none of the other Spider-Man games are on this list is because the other ones suck. This one is so good and it had such good timing. Like when this came out, it was just, it was unfathomably good. It was so good. Yeah, little fun fact about this game. When you 100% this game, you get a skin of Spider-Man in his undies. And that's pretty cool. Number 20, Wii Sports Resort. This game was my entire childhood, actually. I played this religiously. The plane game, where you hold the remote like a little airplane. That shit was so fun. And I remember getting every single one of those bubbles. Yeah, 100% of that playing game. That was so fun. And I basically only own a Wii so that I can continue to play this game. I did get Switch Sports, and that shit sucked ass. Fuck you, Nintendo. You ruined the genre. I cannot believe we put microtransactions and like genuine garbage into this. I cannot believe they launched another Switch sports game or another, whatever console sports game with 6 games. Fuck you. What are we talking about? And microtransactions on top of that with skins and stuff. Like, fuck off, bro. It's Wii Sports. That shit pisses me off. Wakeboarding. I didn't play a whole lot of wakeboarding. What did I play? I played mostly the playing game and archery. And the swords. But I played the playing game a lot. I loved the playing game. I would get so fucking mad at the sword fighting, dude. Do you guys remember the sword fighting, like where you have to climb the mountain or whatever? There's like trials that you do where you fight like a shit ton of people all in a row. That was so fucking fun, dude. And bowling. Yes, bowling, obviously. Yeah, bowling was awesome. That 100 pin bowling thing, that was so sick. Did you guys know that there's a secret to that 100 pin bowling thing? You can... If you line it up just right and you roll the ball along, I think either the right or the left like barrier, it's like so thin. But if you roll it along that barrier and it gets all the way to the end, all 100 pins explode, and you get a strike or whatever. Number 19, Blasphemous. This game is unreal. This game, I have loved Castlevania for so long, and no Castlevania game made it on here because I haven't fully beaten any Castlevania game, but I've loved every single one I've played. I just haven't gone through and done it, I guess. The art in this game is so unbelievably good. I've never played a game with this art style before, basically. This mythology, the lore in this game is so sick in so many ways. I played this very shortly after getting into Souls-likes. This is another reason I didn't beat Dark Souls 3 is because I played this around the same time as well. And this game made me think about Dark Souls 3 and that I should have put it on here. So. Number 18, Super Mario Galaxy. Super Mario Galaxy is in its own fucking league. This game is, I think, the ultimate kids game. It's so fun. It's so colorful and like so curious, and just like it gives me a warm feeling inside. Yeah, I I forgot I wrote all this. I will never feel this childlike glee again. Number 17, Animal Well. Animal Well, this is another, like, I don't know if this is a deep cut, but I'm not sure most of the people in chat have played this one. This game, I use guides a lot in the games that I play. I try to avoid it, but I always end up doing it. I don't know why. I hate playing a game knowing there's a possibility that I fuck myself really hard in the beginning and then like ruin the rest of the game. Because it's happened before. It's annoying. I don't like doing that. So for a lot of games, I'll use guides. This is the first game in a long time where I have actively refused to use a guide. Because this game makes me so curious. This game makes me want to explore and find shit and do it myself. This game is so rewarding. It's so peak. I should go play this again. I think this would be a good stream game, honestly. For anyone that hasn't played it, it's a platformer, and you just kind of like jump around. I think you're just like a little ball. You're just a little guy, and you're just like jumping around and finding secrets and stuff. Number 16, Stardew Valley. Oh my God, Stardew Valley is so good. Honorable mention, Rune Factory series. That shit, played that on DS. Played 1, 2, and 3, I'm pretty sure. Loved those games so much. Had been waiting for something similar when this came out. Oh my God, did that scratch that itch. Got very addicted to this. Have done multiple playthroughs. All the characters are so fun to talk to. The game is just so fun to play. And I also think it's kind of funny how it's like a farming game, but there's like so much more shit to do. And obviously everyone knows, but it was made by one dude. I don't understand how that's possible. This game is AAA. This game's unbelievable. If you told me that this took hundreds of people to make, I would believe you. But no, just one fucking guy. Number 15, Cyberpunk 2077. I was hyped for this game in 2013 when that first fucking teaser dropped. I got all my friends excited for this shit. I had shown everybody this teaser. I have never been burned harder, I don't think, actually. No Man's Sky was a pretty big burn. This one hurt more. Playing this game on release and literally being unable to play it, that fucking sucked. Especially, I was hyped for 7 years. 7 years of my life went into waiting for this fucking game. And then they showed Keanu Reeves. And then I'm like, oh my God, how could it get any better? Turns out the game didn't exist. And they rushed the ever-living shit out of it just to get it out the door. Yeah, it has come so far since release. It's come infinitely far. When the game first released, I'd have given it a fucking 3. Because I couldn't play it. I got it on PS4, crashed every 5 minutes. I literally could not play the fucking game. Now, it's basically a completely different game at this point. The only thing that's the same is maybe the story. The combat is completely different. The skill tree is completely different. There's a DLC out for it now that is unbelievable. Only complaint I have for this game is that the dialogue really, there's so many options and they do nothing. That's my only problem with this game. And I think it could have been fixed if they had just done something like a Ghost of Tsushima, where you get maybe 1 or 2 options every now and again. That's fine. I think what pisses me off the most about this game is the illusion of choice, because you can pick anything you want and you're going to end up in the same fucking place anyway. All 3 or 4 endings happen at the very last mission of the game. So what are we doing? I don't know. It just seems like a waste of everybody's time and a waste of everyone's effort, really, because all of the dialogue options are pretty much the fucking same anyway. They barely change anything. Number 14, Infamous. This is one where I'm kind of just including the entire series here. Infamous 1, 2, and Second Son, and the DLC. So peak. Incredible games. I don't think we're ever getting another one, but oh my God, it would be so fun if we did. Whole series was so sick. The Vampire DLC was so much fun. That game, this is another game that just made me feel cool. I played every single one of them 2 times, beat them all 2 times so that I could get both the good and bad endings. Refused to look them up because I wanted to play it twice. Loved playing these games. Number 13, Borderlands 2. Have yet to play a better looter shooter. I've done so many playthroughs of this game, it's unbelievable. I've played through most of this game 1 time with like every single one of my friends. This is the first time I ever actually ended up talking to people online and making friends with people on the online versions so that I could get like extra guns and stuff from people. I remember there was one guy that gave me just like fucking 50 of the rarest sniper rifle in the game because he was doing like a duplication glitch or whatever. I went and sold them all, had like $1 bajillion. I got stuck on an extremely hard level because I had done multiple playthroughs of this character. Got stuck on a super hard level, lost all of that money. I lost so much fucking money, and I was so pissed. I was like 12, probably 13, somewhere around there. Genuinely cried when I lost all that money. Because I just kept replaying the same fucking level over and over again and just getting more and more and more and more pissed. Yeah, that shit sucked. That made me so fucking sad. My mom was pretty strict with what I was allowed to play back in the day. Somehow I got to play this and not Call of Duty or GTA. Those games were banned, but since she didn't know what Borderlands 2 was, that's all right. As long as I turned the blood off. I didn't. As long as I turned the blood off, it was fine. This game was so fun. All the classes were so fun. I loved playing the Psycho Krieg. Oh my god. If anyone brings up the movie in chat, you're banned. 12. Okami. Okami was my favorite game of all time at one point. Like, when I first played it, that's probably my favorite game of all time. This game made me care about games. Really. This game was the first time I had played a game and been like, holy shit, this can be like real art. Like, this can be an actual experience. Up until I had played this game, I had played like Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot's great. It's not a fucking cinematic masterpiece. It's not like Okami, you know? It just put video games in like, this is kind of what, I think this may have been like what made me fall in love with games just in general. This game like blew me the fuck away when I first played it. So hyped for the second one. Yeah, dude, same. Oh my god. I can't believe they're making a second one, to be completely honest. Number 11, Terraria. Played this on PS3. Arguably the worst version of this game. Yeah, I played this so much as a kid. And then I eventually got it on PC and played it there too. I think I may have played the 3DS version also at one point. Story behind this game. I played this game, so I don't even know how many hours I had in this game, dude. Probably hundreds on the PS3 version. One day I was fucking with my hard drive. I don't remember why, but I think... Yeah, I genuinely don't remember why. I plugged in my PlayStation 3 hard drive into my computer. I don't remember what I did to it. I think I was like trying to read the files. Ended up fucking wiping it. Wiped the entire drive. So all of my worlds and all of my brother's worlds were deleted. They went into the fucking void. And I am forever in debt. Because that hurt me and it hurt my brothers so much. That shit sucked as a kid. And that kind of did kill the game for me at that point. I was like, I put so much work into that game. Number 10, Factorio. This game is crack cocaine. I've never been more addicted to a game than this game. I'm scared to get back on this game because I fear that the world will never see me again. I tell everybody that I try to get into this game, I tell everybody that you're not going to finish your first world. So just don't even try. Just learn the mechanics. Don't even bother because you're not going to finish your first world. This game is so unbelievably in depth. The blueprint system in this game is fucking amazing. And I wish they had it in a game like Satisfactory. Because Satisfactory is a really good game. But Factorio and Satisfactory are like almost identical games. They're very, very similar. And Factorio wins because it is easier to play. Like, everything that I want to do in Factorio is so much easier to do in Factorio than it is in Satisfactory. I think Satisfactory being a 3D game is actually a disadvantage for it. I think it being a 3D game makes it a little bit less fun, except for the exploration. The exploration is fun, but actually having to maneuver building the factory in 3D kind of fucking sucks. It's not really fun in the same way that Factorio is. Number 9, God of War 2018? Yeah, 2018. I have loved Norse mythology for so long. I'm pretty sure I kind of predicted it. I didn't predict it, but I did. I was like, a Viking God of War would be badass. And I was right. I am still wondering when Kratos is going to take on Christian mythology. I think that would be a really sick game. Yeah, I put spoilers because I wanted to talk about the fucking story in that game. Holy shit. The fact that you're getting hints about the end of the game at the beginning of the game. Like, there are so many different hints to how the game is going to end on day one. When you first get into the game, Baldur is talking about how he's looking for someone bigger. He's looking for a giant. Your wife is a giant. You're not. He doesn't know who he's looking for. He finds the God of War. Oh my God. You're getting led by these yellow marks all over the world, and it's your fucking wife because she's in the future, and it's awesome. Number 8, Baldur's Gate 3. How does this game exist? This game is so technically impressive. It's unreal. I genuinely don't understand how this game was made. This seems impossible. Like, if somebody told me that this game exists, I don't know if I'd believe them, because this is like just raw creativity, and the fact that literally every decision affects seemingly fucking everything in the game. I don't know. I don't know how this exists. I did not beat this game, and I do not like dice-based combat. I don't like randomized combat. It was pissing me off a lot. However, I do love the story aspect of this game. I love the characters in this game. Everybody is so fun to interact with. It's so fun to see who's going to react to what in what way. That it just has to be higher. I didn't finish it. I don't love the combat. Everything else is genuinely miles above every other game I've played. When I was being sold Cyberpunk 2077 back in 2013, this is what I thought I was going to be getting. When I say I think dialogue options should matter, this is what I mean. Not saying that every game needs to be up to that standard, but when they're like, you have 5 different dialogue options for every single sentence in a conversation, I expect it to do more than get me to the exact same endpoint and then like branch off right at the fucking end. I'd like a little bit more than that if you're going to give me that many dialogue options. Number 7, Zelda Breath of the Wild. Holy macaroni. This world does feel genuinely infinitely explorable. I feel like every time I do a run through of this game, I find something new. I don't understand how you put this much stuff in a game. I don't understand. This game is like peak curiosity. Everything in this game is worth exploring. Every single part. A hole in a wall, a little crack in the wall, a mound on the ground. Everything is worth looking at it. The fact that this world allows you to go from stage 1 to final boss immediately is so cool. Like, I wish more games had that level of freedom. I think it's so unbelievable that you can go at fucking level 1 to the final boss just by walking there. So sick, bro. Number 6, Doom. Mick Gordon made this fucking game what it is. The soundtrack is this entire game. The game is so fun. Oh my god, the intro, where you get the Doom intro, and he cocks his shotgun in time with the music. Nothing will ever, I don't know if anything will ever make me feel cooler, really. I didn't even do it. Like, you don't even, imagine if that was like a quick time event or something. Like, you're not even the one cocking the shotgun, but the fact that you get dun 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 cack cack. Oh my god, dude, it's so good. Doom Eternal, number 5. I know this is going to be a little controversial. I think Doom Eternal is a little bit better than Doom 2016. I know that's not a popular opinion. I think Doom Eternal did nothing but improve on the base game. I was really worried about Doom Eternal. I didn't think it was going to be better. My expectations were met. I think this game is fantastic. I think Mick Gordon got fucking shafted. I'm pissed at id Software for what they did to him. I could go on a whole rant about that alone, and I've been thinking about doing a video about that, honestly, because I think not enough people are talking about that. Not sure what's going on there, and he was very much missed in the newest Doom, and it is part of the reason I will not play the newest Doom. I did play the newest Doom, and I didn't even, music aside, I just kind of didn't fuck with it. I didn't like it as much. They kind of removed a lot of what I liked about these games in the newest one, and that includes Mick Gordon. They removed Mick Gordon. They removed a lot of gameplay mechanics that I liked in the newest one. I don't even remember what the newest one's fucking called. Number 4, Ghost of Tsushima. I replayed this game in Japanese. This was when I was deep into Japanese, when I was deep into learning Japanese. I replayed this game a second time in Japanese, and I learned so much from this game. It was so fun to play this game a second time. Never seen a game do stylized realism this well. Every scene in this game is worth taking a picture of. It's the only game I have ever actively gone around and used the photo mode in. I've never used the photo mode in any other game. This one I felt was worth it. This one is the only game I was like, dude, this could be a fucking background. Like, there are so many environments in this game that look fucking incredible. There are only 2 endings. Not that it matters. The number of endings does not matter. But the fact that those 2 endings mean so much is insane. The fact that you can put so much weight into one decision at the very end of the game. Which is funny because I feel like I was just complaining about 2077 having those options all at the end of the game. But I feel like they didn't do it right. I was comparing it to this. Let me get my thoughts straight. The reason Ghost of Tsushima's story hits harder, and the reason that the split ending at the very end matters so much more, is because I felt like I was playing a linear game to begin with. When I played Cyberpunk 2077, I felt like I was being lied to. It felt like I was not playing a linear game. Turns out I was. So the fact that there were 5 endings that kind of weren't that great. One of the endings in Cyberpunk is you just kill yourself. That's lame. I don't know. I didn't think that was that cool. The fact that, without spoiling it, I don't want to spoil this one because I think everybody should play this one. That ending means so much. It's such a heavy weight. It's such a heavy decision that you get. Number 3, Red Dead Redemption 2. I cried. I'm a cowboy, baby. I have never played a game that has felt this close, that has had a story that is genuinely interesting, that also is in a weird way like boring. But that's not, I don't even want to say that because it's not fair. It just feels real. It feels like a story that could have really happened. The way that these characters ebb and flow in their own, like, it feels like every character is actually going through something. It feels like every character has their own life, has their own shit that they gotta worry about. like in the beginning of the game, you are with your posse. You're in your camp with all your buddies, your friends and whatever. And by the end, it's not even that anyone says anything. It's not even that like they're like, okay, well, it's over. It's just that everyone kind of drifts away and needs to do their own thing. And like you can tell when it is over and people leave at their own times. I felt like a real cowboy. It was wonderful. This is, I think, the only video game that has ever made me cry from the story. The ending of this game is fucking incredible. Yes, the beginning drags a little bit. Move on. I don't know. It's worth it. I think it's absolutely worth it. Top 3. One of the best games I've ever played in my life. Number 2. I'm sure this comes as a surprise to nobody. Elden Ring. This game was a religious experience for me. I hope that I one day forget everything about it so that I can play it again. The lore in this game is unmatched to anything that I've ever played ever. I have never played a fantasy game that I've given this much of a shit about. The vagueness of the story works to such an advantage in this game in such a good way, because it's not only is it a fun game, if you take the time and you search, you will find story everywhere. This feels like a world that has been lived in. There is so much backstory to every character and every person and every item and every fucking everything that you look at in this game. It feels like it was placed there on purpose and it was thought about. This is the first Souls game that I ever played. This is the first one that I could get into because, yes, it is an easier Souls game, 100%. This game can definitely... You can make this... That's another reason I love this game, is because you can make it as hard as you want to make it, pretty much. This game can be extremely difficult, and depending on your build, it can be extremely easy. I played my first playthrough as a mage. I got to Renala, and I almost quit because she has magic resistance, and that fight was confusing. And I didn't want to look it up. I ended up looking it up, and thank God I did, because I'm a fucking idiot, and I almost quit on that fight. Thankfully, I did push through, and that shit was well worth every second that I've put into it. I have done multiple playthroughs of that game, multiple characters, played the DLC, beat pre-nerf Radon. And that was an unbelievable experience. And my girlfriend is praying that there is never a sequel, because I will play this shit till the day I die. It's for sure easier. The open world helps the game be easier. I wouldn't even say it's the open world, really. I would just say, like, in general, the game gives you more opportunity to get stronger in, like, every way. You just have more opportunity overall, I think, to be a stronger character. Yeah, I guess we can kind of attribute that to the open world, because you can just go kind of grind levels for a little bit if you're like super stuck. But even so, I think there's like enough exploration opportunity to where you can really go get good, essentially. We have made it. Holy shit, that was a lot of talking. Oh boy. All things shaking. Be careful now. Does anyone have guesses? Does anyone have guesses to what number 1 is? SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. That is correct. It is Minecraft. Yes. Good job, chat. Number 1 is Minecraft. Minecraft is just the greatest game ever made. It really is. Minecraft is like infinitely expandable. I did go on again that little rant a little while ago. I went on that rant about how I tried to, say that the mods weren't really... I tried to not let mods influence game picks too much. However, I believe that the community in Minecraft is such a big part of the game itself that you kind of just can't exclude it. If you're playing Minecraft, eventually you'll play it with mods. Everybody wants to play it with mods. This game, I don't understand how we have made a game that is just so perfect for like everybody, every generation, I feel like can play this game. And it's like one of those things I was thinking, like, it often feels like if something is made for everybody, it's really made for nobody, if that makes any sense. Somehow this game does it. I don't know how. Somehow this game really does feel like it is for everybody in a good way. In a really good way. With mods, you can make this game almost anything you want. It truly is the most... It is the perfect sandbox experience. Nothing will ever be better because it is literally a sandbox. Minecraft is the best game ever made. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for humoring me in my top 50. I saw, who did I see? I saw Joe Bart and fucking... Moist Critical obviously do their lists. Totally just ripped it. But it's just fun to think about, really. I would encourage everybody to think about your top 50 games. I think it says a lot about you. I think it's pretty interesting stuff. No Animal Crossing. No Animal Crossing, unfortunately. Do not have super tight relationship with Animal Crossing. If I ever do a, top 50 worst games of all time, it might be on that one.